Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to cut a male kaftan shirt. So I've already cut the back and the front. I folded it using the biggest part of the body. You fold it into two. The biggest part of the body is the hip, so you divide the hip by 4, then you add 2 inches allowance. So the front hip is 40 inches while the back is 44. The back is usually longer than the front, so I'm going to place the front on top of the back like so, as you can see me doing in the video. So I'll make sure all sides are equal. The down part will be shorter, it's okay. So you go down by 3.5 inches so you can create the shoulder slant. So I'm just going to connect it to the edge like so, and then I'm going to cut this out. So I'm just going to cut this out. So after cutting, I'll drag the front to meet the back. So I'm just going to drag the front side to meet the back and make sure all edges are equal, or all edges align together. That's the folded side. So I'm just going to go down at the front part. I'll go down by ½ inches because I want to lap the back on top of the front. So I'm just going to mark ½ inches like so, the front on the front edge. Then I'll connect it like so. This is just so the back will relax on the front. Then I'm going to iron this and hold this down. So I'm just going to use an iron to hold it. So after folding the back on top of the front, next is to get the shoulder to shoulder. So your shoulder to shoulder divided by 2, then you add ½ inches. So for this client, the shoulder is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So I'm going to add ½ inches to make it 10.5. So I'm just going to mark it like so. To get the shoulder to shoulder points, I'm just going to mark it like so, and then I'll connect. So this straight line will be the armhole measurement. So you can use the bicep method, or you just use the same shoulder to shoulder method. You just remove the ½ inches. So I'm going to be using the ½ inches. If you don't want to use the bicep method will make it to be that's fitted, but this shoulder method will make it to be free. So next is for us to get the midpoints of the armhole, because we're trying to create the armhole. So for the midpoints, I got it, then I went in by ½ inches, 1 inches. Then I got the chest measurement and I divided it into 4. This method is just for us to create the armhole. So that 1 inches, you divide it again by half, so you will get the back points. The front is usually deeper than the back, so that's why I'm dividing that 1 inches again by half. So next is for us to get the neck. The neck is 17.5 divided by 2, but the width will be 3 inches while the length will be 4 inches. So 17 divided by 2 is going to give me 8.7. So first of all, I need to get the width. The width of this neck I'll be using is 3 inches width. It's not standard, so you have to measure the neck width of your clients. Then the depth is 4 inches. So I'm just going to create like a square shape so I can create that curve neck. So that's why I'm using this. So I'll use my ruler to create that square shape. Then at the center point of that square shape, I'm just going to go up by, supposed to be ½ inches, but here I use 1 inches. Then later I change it to ½ inches because the 1 inches made it too deep, or too deep here, so that was why. So the 8.7 inches I got, I'm just going to measure it to be sure that it's correct. So the first time I did it wasn't I didn't get the exact 7.5, I got 8 inches, so I went down a bit at that neck point. So that was when I got the accurate number. So I just cross check again and I got the exact thing, 8.75. so this is the right neckline. I'm just going to mark like so. So we've gotten the neck points and we've gotten the armhole point. So next is for us to shape the side of the kaftan. So the down parts, the full length is 40 inches, which is correct. So the down part, so sorry guys, this down part, I didn't know that the camera wasn't capturing it. So the down part of it, which will be the hemming allowance, I'll go up by 2 inches. Then from that 2 inches I went upward, there'll be slits by the side of the kaftan. So I'm going to be opening the kaftan by 10 inches. So I went upward by 10 inches. This point will be where I will take my hip measurement. So you divide your hip into 2 and add 2 inches allowance. if that's if the customer wants it big, this customer wants it not too fitted, so that's why. So from the armhole point, I'll go down by 7 inches. From the armhole to the tummy is 7 inches. So there I'm going to take my tummy measurement. If the client is fat, there's no need doing the shaping, just make it straight. So I'm just going to mark like so, and then connect the chest to the tummy, then from the tummy to the hip area like so, as you can see me doing in the video. So I'm just going to mark like so, and then cut. So first of all, you are cutting the neck. Raise the front part of the neck. Do not cut the back and the neck and the back and the front together. If you do that, you've messed up your clothes. So raise the front up before you cut, because the back and the front neckline are not the same. So raise the front up before you cut, and then at that point of the back, you're going to go down by ½ inches. So for you to like create a new neckline for the back, so it will be looking well curved or well rounded. So I'm just going to go back like so, connect it to the neckline, and then cut that out. So I'm just going to cut like so. So next is for us to cut the armhole area. So when you're cutting the armhole, make sure you cut the back first. Remember, the back you're going in by ½ inches, while the front is 1 inch. So take note of that. So I'm going to cut the back first. Then if you are cutting this part, be very careful. Raise the front up first, then trace that line, as you can see me doing. So I'm just going to raise the front up first before cutting it. Make sure you don't cut the back and the front together here. If not, you messed your clothes up. So be careful when you are doing this. So we've gotten that. So next is for us to just cut the side of the kaftan. So that's it. So the next step will be to fix our yoke, for the inner yoke and the back yoke. So first thing first, I have to take the sleeve length, or the armhole length, so I can cut my sleeve. So cutting the lining or the yoke for the inner facing, I'm going to be using this suit lining or suit stay, how do they call it. So this is like a design to give that inner design on kaftan a beauty. So I'm just going to be using this fabric. It's not a fabric, it's a soft material. So I'm just going to trace the same thing out. The length for this, for the shoulder point, is usually 3 or 4 inches. So I'm just going to cut it like so. Trace the same thing for the neck. The shoulder is half of the shoulder, which is 3 inches. The width should be 7 inches or 5 inches, depending on how wide you want it to be. I want it to be very small, so I use 6 inches here. I'm just going to trim it out like so, and then I'll be cutting the yoke. The yoke for the back, they usually, men's kaftan usually have this design at the back, so this will be the yoke I'll be using for the back. So I'm just going to place the back on top of the fabric like so, and then trace the neck. The neck will be the same, while the back won't be the same. The shoulder will be full shoulder, but the length will be like 10 inches length. So I'm just going to trace everything like so. At the armhole area, I'll do the same thing. I went down by 10 inches. I'm just going to trace the same thing like so. So that's the basic thing. And then for the yoke, for the design of the inner facing for the yoke, you just place it like so, then use your hemming gum to hold this together before taking to your sewing machine to sew. So I'm just going to put the hemming gum under it, then place the color design on it like so, and then I'll use my iron to hold this down. So I'm going to hold this down like so. So that's the basic thing about this. So guys, this is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in my next video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. God bless you as you do that. So guys, see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you. God